We are
The
live.
broadcast
Yep.
live.
There it goes.
So
Okay.
let me get the link
So,
Yeah, I need a link. Hi.
hi. No one's chatting yet. So,
Hopefully we can get some people off of my page too.
good
We
for my
will
phone
see.
doing. We'll get people. We'll get people.
this will be the first time I broadcasted from the Sexual Erotic Revolution page, but this is what the page is for, is for topics like this, for adult orientated, not meant for children.
Yeah.
Can we get a link in chat?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm getting the link right now.
Okay.
Let's see here. And back to StreamYard. There we go.
There we go.
All right. And I'll actually show the link to the YouTube channel too. That I always forget about that whenever we're live.
Okay, I'm just sharing it into a few places real fast.
Yep, and we're live on YouTube.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my camera off and share a link real quick.
You know what I hate about summertime? The freaking flies. I hate the flies. They're just so annoying.
Yeah.
Hey, Liana. Oh, for adults only. Yeah. Hey, Miss Bennett. Right now I'm sharing out, so, and it's a lot easier to do not on camera because my face is going to be turned anyways. And besides, what if I want to pick my nose and pick my butt? I don't want to be doing that on the camera. So I turn the camera off. If I want to play with my boobies, I can't do that on camera unless I want some extra tips. So leaves quiet. Liana leaves quiet. Liana's one of those Scorpios who's like she's a Scorpio in all the aspects except for that one area. She's like a well-mannered Scorpio. If there's ever been one. And tonight I'm actually broadcasting with two Scorpios, which is fun. My fifth house is lit the fuck up right now just because my fifth house is Scorpio. And then my eighth house sun, so that's it. That just maximizes on the Scorpio energy. So I'm very Scorpio like Aquarius.
Okay. Share
it. All right, so we've got a Virgo and a Scorpio here with us.
Cool. Hi, Virgo.
Now the Virgo has a Pisces moon, so she's not like your normal Virgo, but she still gets irritated like most Virgos.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say anything right now because I put it all public, so they might pop in. But I knew someone once there was a Pisces with a Virgo moon.
And that would be kind of.
They're pretty cool.
I wonder which one they pulled from the most. I've noticed that Virgos with Pisces moon, they're more balanced. They have a balance to them. Oksana's dad is a Virgo with Pisces moon.
I think he pulled from the Virgo, really.
See, and being I'm with the Pisces that pulls from that Virgo too much, way too much.
Uh-oh.
My Dom is a Virgo with Cancer in Venus, so it's like, yeah, it's intense.
Hi, Liana.
That would be intense, but also, but oh.
Because he kind of
you would think they'd be more. You think they'd be more of a submissive than a dominant, though.
Well, sort of. He's low key, kind of switchy, but not fully. Like, okay, with friendships, it's full on Virgo, but then with me, like the Cancer comes out a lot more. But he's very much a Dom. He's just a soft Dom.
Okay. She's like, oh no, yeah, I'm a light switch, but I'm a Dom.
Right. I'm a sub, but I have like kind of sort of switchy tendencies depending on who it is. So.
I am definitely.
You're with the Pisces. You have no choice but to be the dominant because you. Actually, no, I can't say that. I'm with my Pisces. Well, my Pisces is on the cusp, so he pulls a lot from that Aquarius.
I'm definitely a switch. I lean towards sub though. In the bedroom, I'm a sub. Outside of the bedroom, I'm pretty dominant.
I've noticed
I
with a
don't
lot of Scorpios that's a thing though. Like we're switch, but we tend to be primarily submissive, but we can have our dominant moments. Like my chart
Most
is
Scorpio women are.
almost half of my chart is Scorpio, and then I have Cancer rising. So like in friendships, I'm actually predominant for the most part, but then in relationships, I'm like 100% submissive. So it's weird, but I've noticed that a lot with Scorpios, especially people
Yes,
who
I've
have
noticed
like
that too.
really heavy Scorpio energy in their chart.
Well, and I do half my chart's Scorpio, half of it's Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way. I think there's
So
only
I just
like
really
two
don't like being
placements.
told.
I think there's only like two placements in mine, I want to say, that aren't Scorpio or Sagittarius.
I have a Virgo
Yeah.
stellium, and I'm an 8th house sun, so that's
See,
where
I
my
picked up that fiery energy about you, Mandy. I was like, but you kind of have like a Leo look to you, but
That's actually because I did some glamour magic about a year ago, where I went through the different astrological signs, and I picked out, I guess, aspects of different signs. One of them was Leo that I wanted to take into me, which part of that
what
was
is
like
it?
the confidence.
No, you can't use the oven. I'm gonna make. Can you hang on for a second?
Mm-hmm.
You guys keep
I did
talking.
the
I'll
same
be
thing.
right.
I did the same thing too with the mind. To have more of a Gemini mind, and I kind of regretted that later.
Right.
It totally shows. They're like, "You're getting ADHD." I was like, "No, I don't. I swear to God, I don't." Because I hyper focus. I have to make myself not hyper focus.
I did the same
Yeah.
thing though.
That's a Scorpio thing, to hyper focus.
Oh, you want to hear something really scary though, since we're talking about like astrology and stuff and relationships and personality traits? Me and my Dom are in each other's 8th house.
Ooh, see,
Yeah.
Me and Shane are in each other's 8th and 12th house, and that's not usually a good thing. But I'm an 8th house sun though, Sun and Mercury.
It can
But
be a
essential,
good
that means the
thing,
sexual energy is
but
super intense though.
yeah, it is. And sometimes like we have our moments where everybody's like, "Oh, you guys are so sweet. I want to be just like you," and then I'm kind of like, we're both kind of psycho about each other though.
That's 8th house energy. That's that Scorpio energy. That's like people that have Venus and Scorpio. I tell them, do not play with a person who has Venus and Scorpio, because that bitch don't play.
Yeah, my
Not even
Venus
a little
is
bit.
my Venus is in Sagittarius, but
That's wild and crazy.
is in Scorpio. His Venus is in Scorpio. So
Ooh, yeah, see, people with Venus and Scorpio, they take that stuff really serious, like at such a serious level, they will kill you over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all are into anime at all. I always say I have
Yes.
yandere vibes, which is like the crazy anime girl. She's really sweet and cute, and then somebody touches her partner, and she's like, "I'm gonna pull out a knife. I'm gonna hurt you. Don't touch the."
Yeah, I'm polyamorous, so I don't know.
I can go either way.
It doesn't mean that I don't get jealous.
Yeah.
But
I think that's kind of a misnomer too, because people assume.
Yeah, people assume that.
Well, I'm jealous because Miss Bennett has a zodiac card.
You can't do a monogamous relationship either if you're poly. Like, you can. It doesn't mean, that you stop loving other people. It just means that, like, you have a person that you love.
I don't think humans were designed for it. They just were forced into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I found a lot of times when people who are poly get into monogamous relationships, a lot of times it's a thing where they're just kind of pressured into it by their partner, and that's super unhealthy. But if it's something where it's consensual on both ends,
Yeah. It was just kind of like, I'm poly, but they're monogamous. And I knew that if I wanted the relationship, that would kind of just have to be the way it was, and I was willing to like accept that,
Right.
So it was consensual. It wasn't anything that like it was just like, this is how I am. Well, this is how I am. Well, if we're gonna make this work, then this is how it's gonna probably have to be. And
right.
I don't know.
Hey, Alexander.
Alex is here.
Oh God, he is like the most pervious of pervs. Like I swear to God.
Okay.
Like,
well,
he totally outdid me. I was like, okay, I threw in the towel. Like you win. You're.
yeah. So we're talking about sex magic, I think, tonight.
Yes.
And I think it's a really super important topic to cover with the Lionsgate coming up, because it's going to be a time of manifestation. The 8/8 portals on Saturday, and sex magic, the 8th. So sex magic is kind of like a really good way to manifest, and that day is going to be all about like locking in your manifestations. So, especially, I mean, it's Leo, and Leos are like super sexual and super successful, and like
sex is seen through Leo and Scorpio, actually. Leo, Scorpio, and Pisces, mostly.
Mm-hmm. And they, that's like that Queen of Wands energy. Leos, like, they've set their sight on something and they get it by any means necessary. Failure is not really an option to a Leo. Right. So, if you want to,
go ahead.
If you want to accomplish something, then you're going to want to use that 8/8 portal, and sex magic is a great way to do it. So go ahead, Mandy, if you had something you wanted to add.
Oh, sorry. I started like refilling my drink and I got distracted. Anyway, I was gonna say, I found, and this is with a lot of transits, or most of them. Even though the portal's on the 8th, you can harness the energy about a week before and a week after, and I've been doing stuff kind of leading up to it.
Yeah.
I think me and you talked about a lot of that privately earlier.
Mm-hmm. We did. So, for people who don't know what it is and what it entails, it's actually like really easy. It's using your climax to seal a spell, to manifest an intention. So, like, if I need a house, I would use my climax energy as I'm beginning to climax to move my thoughts over to the house that I want, what I want it to look like, whatever.
Right.
So,
in chaos magic, they call that gnosis. It's the same term that's used in like Buddhism and Zen work, but it's a bit different. It's when you reach that point of climax, and there's different ways to do it. But when you reach that point of climax, you're put into sort of a heightened state, and then you can take that energy and transmute it and put that into whatever your spell work is.
Yes, and that's what the point. That's what the point of it is to produce that heightened state. Mm-hmm. The energy is really powerful that you're producing, and the cool thing about it is that you don't need a partner to do that. You don't have to have someone else. So if you're single,
it's so intense when you have one, though. It's like even better.
Yeah.
It's like,
it is more intense. But I'm really kind of a stickler about like consent from your partner. If you're going to have a partner, that you talk to them about what you're trying to use the interaction for.
Yeah, and I was going to say too, like,
and they consent to it, because that's like stealing energy, really, really powerful energy. That's mana that you're stealing from someone that they can't get back if you don't tell them that you're doing that.
Right. And not even just that, like, aside from the consent thing, if you are doing sex magic with other people and you're not really careful and picky about who you're doing that with, if they don't know any better, if they don't know how to control their energies, they can inadvertently screw up your spell in some way.
If they don't believe in what you believe in, that's going to destroy your spell too. If they're non-believers and you're using them for that and you're not telling them.
I'm kind of on the fence about that, because I do a lot of sigil work, and a lot of the way my sigils are programmed, I think it's about the intent that you put into it too. Because a lot of the sigils that I
Yeah.
program, even if the people don't believe in it, it's still charging the sigil. You know what I'm saying? But I think
Well,
also
yeah,
too, it's just based on intent.
Well, what I'm just talking about when you're engaging in sex magic with someone, and let's say I'm like, hey, Mandy, let's do that. And you're like, well, I don't really believe in that.
Right.
And then you like do it anyway, like that's going to mess with it.
Right.
And I think if you're engaging in that without telling people, and they happen to be people that don't believe in it, I still think their attitude towards magic in that action, it's just my opinion,
Right.
it's going to affect the outcome.
Yeah. I'm not even paying attention to comments. I don't think.
I've been looking at them.
I've been looking at them.
Anyone from my page yet? I don't know. It might be nerfed on my page though.
So also one thing that's been kind of like a hot topic of debate that I've seen about that is using adult video entertainment. And there's a lot of people that think that you can't use adult video entertainment if you're doing solo sex magic. And you absolutely can.
I was going to say, because if it's adult video, they're already consenting to being involved in someone else's anyway.
They think it's people misunderstanding the process of sex magic. Isn't you think about it the whole time you're doing what you're doing. You don't. The power is in being able to switch your thought process over at climax, use that energy, boom, send it off. Whatever it takes to get you going, to get you to that point is what it takes. Like, no one's sitting there like, oh yeah, $500, yeah, baby.
I mean, I don't know. I might get off for like $500.
Some people probably are, but you know what I'm saying, like. So yeah, you can totally use adult entertainment videos to get yourself going. That's false. If you see that, people arguing and debating about that. Hold on a second.
Leanna dances around fully clothed. Yeah. As she throws clothes at people that are naked. Yep.
I just saw that too.
So, does anybody have any questions?
And I'm still sharing out to groups, so it usually takes a few minutes because there's a lot of groups I can share too.
Right.
And yes, Alex, absolutely. When you're doing it for two, it really does require both people.
No, when it comes to like sex magic, but there's also a sexual essence of it that you can use as well. Like whether like how do I say this? A semen, vaginal, secretion, stuff like that. You can use that as well in sex magic when you're doing spells.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. I'm specifically speaking about the climactic magic at this point. Was what I was wanting to cover, and
yeah, and a lot of people, it's not as easy as you think it is either.
It's not.
First try. I learned that the hard way the first time. The first time I do it, yeah, I thought I had it in the bag. Oh hell no!
No, it's not. It takes practice and discipline to be able to switch over your thoughts, but it's powerful. It's very powerful, and it's not just for manifestation. Anytime you're doing any kind of ritual, if you want to to seal it, like a protection spell or whatever, you can seal it with sex magic, and it will be more powerful.
Yeah, there's even some deities that are really like overtly sexual deities that you can do something like that, just like an offering to them too.
Yes, I wanted to talk about those tonight.
Yes, I've done that with Baron Samedi. I have done that with Zeus. I did that with Zeus last year.
Oh my god!
Because we had really bad forest fires, and I needed a storm. No.
I'm sorry. I love that story.
No. He didn't allow me to have. I had to. How do I say this? I have children in the house, and I don't want them. I think they're pretty well busy. I think they're pretty well busy doing their own thing right now. But he took my orgasm from me.
Ooh, wow.
I didn't get to have it. But a week later, we got rain, and it was a thunder and lightning storm, so I knew it was his.
So Zeus is into edging then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Couldn't you? I mean, I
Zeus
see that.
I'm always talking shit about Zeus.
He's sadistic. He's a total sadist.
He had sex with everything. Like, you name it, he's had sex with it and had a baby with it. And he wonders why his wife wants to kill off everything that he touches.
That reminds me, I have to tell this story about Zeus and his wife. I had this ex I was with for a couple years, and he wasn't really into like witchcraft and stuff, but he knew I was, and he went into a local metaphysical store to get me something for my birthday. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna get something that's like about love, but also kind of witchy. So he gets statues of Zeus and Hera, and I'm like, oh my god, no, get those out of the house now.
You were like, he thought he was doing a great thing. You're like, no, you're causing war in my house right now. Please don't.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I do not want to embody that.
I got this really cool Kali Ma box.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, I got it from Rare Earth Woodworks. It's a shop on Etsy that I really like. They made this for me too. You can't see it. The Santa Muerte coffin.
Those are gorgeous.
Yeah, they are beautifully handmade in the States. It smells so good. I love the smell of woodwork and stain.
That's a gig. So,
and no, I have not put those two together because I thought that might kind of piss them off. So, they're both near my bed to protect me, but in different areas near my bed. So,
yeah,
hopefully
I've actually found that too with Hindu deities. And not all of the deities are like that, but they kind of have their own preferences in that regard. But like especially Hindu deities, they don't want to be put.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah,
they want.
No, they don't. I'm pretty big on that. Like people will say, "Oh, you can't if you have a deity that you follow, you can't follow any other deities." And I disagree with that. I think that you can. It's just not putting them in the same place without getting their approval first. And I would just assume
at the same time.
I would just assume that Kali Ma and Santa Muerte would probably not want to be in the same place. They both require devotion, like pretty serious devotion. So I would do that.
I don't even know how many deities at this point, but I have literally my whole wall on the one side of my apartment is just all my different separate altar spaces. Like work with
kind of thing. We'll see how I sleep tonight. Well, that will determine where I put Kali Ma.
Right.
Because she'll probably let me know if she's happy there or not. So.
I actually just reset my altar for Kali. I have her sitting over on my entertainment center. I worked with her a lot last year. No, it's been more than a year now. I want to say about a year and a half. It was right after I got through a really bad breakup, and she's really good for like scorned women, And so I was working with her a lot, and she helped me through it. And then I moved and I hadn't set it back up, and then I want to say about a week or two ago.
I am definitely scorned right now. Not a romantic relationship, but I'm definitely scorned right now. And I'm dealing with that. And you were like, oh, you should be working with Kali. And I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about that. Even said, remember, Mel, when we did a live a couple weeks ago or whatever, and I said, I was like, I'm not Kali Ma, I don't have like fucking 20 arms. And you were like, oh, yes, you are Kali Ma. And then you said, Andy, that same day, you were like, you should be working with her. And I'm like, yeah.
When a deity wants to work with you, they'll let it know.
Oh, yeah, I was already thinking about her a lot. And so I contacted the lady who made my Santa Muerte coffin, and I asked her if she had any, and she messaged me back, and she was like, oh, Kali Ma said to offer you this box. And I was like, that's exactly what I want, because Kali Ma has an oracle deck that I've been eyeing for like 7 or 8 months that I haven't bought. It keeps going out of stock on Amazon or whatever. So I was like, oh, she must be meaning for this box to be the home for that deck when I get that deck. So
right.
I just knew. And although she is a goddess of destruction, she is very sexy.
Yeah, and that's not the only manifestation she has too. She has
her destruction is about protection and defense and keeping her honor as a woman. Right. So
look, here's Brie. She has electricity, yay! If you want to join us, I'll throw you a link. Now, when it comes to do's and don'ts, you have some big do's and big don'ts when it comes to sex magic.
What's that? Do's and don'ts?
Big do's and don'ts. Like, you want a little bit of like the don'ts, don't, precautionary stuff that people should definitely consider before doing, because you know how people love to just rush right into stuff without knowing.
Well, the number one rule that I always tell people, like, there's honestly not many rules in magic, but one of the number one rules is do not conjure what you cannot control.
Yeah. And I was going to say, too, like...
You need to really know, like, if you're going to invoke a deity and you're going to use a sexual offering, you need to fully research that deity before you do that. Because if they don't resonate with you and you don't want them there, you need to ask them to go politely and not disrespect them on their way out. Or else that won't bode well for you. So I think that's for me, that's the most important thing. If you don't know what you're doing, ask questions of someone who does. Don't conjure what you control.
Kind of along those same lines, it's kind of the same premise as with any kind of magic is, you always got to make sure yourself is shielded, and I like to do that basically 24/7 anyway. You know what I'm saying? But make sure yourself is make sure you're shielded. Sorry, I'm stuttering. And make sure you're very specific about your intent, and that goes for any kind of a magic, but sex magic especially, because it's so powerful. Because if you're not specific, it can manifest in ways that you don't intend it to.
Yes, magic, you have to be very, very specific. I want $500 on August 25th for my truck.
Yeah. Well, actually, one of the things I found too is instead of saying like I want or I wish for, say I have or I will have. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's true. That's true. You're trying to banish someone. So and so is gone on this day, on this month.
Mm-hmm. I've actually found
if you don't want someone to be harmed, you need to state it. If you want only your work to hit only one person, you need to state it. You don't have to have their personal affects. You at least need to have their name though and their date of birth, and make it really clear that it's for them and only them.
Right.
like I had some goofer dust, which can be pretty serious stuff that I use, and I made it really clear that I did not want that goofer dust to like end a life, because goofer dust can get that bad if you aren't specific.
Right. And
you have to be careful. Goofer dust can kill somebody. You have to be very careful with it.
Exactly. So I wouldn't recommend anybody buy goofer dust and use it on anybody unless you really like are done. And make it very clear that you don't want them to die. Maybe you just want them really gone without dying.
Yeah.
And you
I've
need to make
actually found
it clear.
too that, like, especially with banishings and bindings in particular, or just any kind of protection magic,
Yeah.
if you're going into a situation and you're worried about someone attacking you or something, if you go into that situation concerned about that when you're doing the spell, that's kind of attracting that into you anyway. So you want to go into that with the mind frame of, this person can't hurt me, I'm not worried about them, and that alone is a very magical act. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you go into any spell with any kind of anxiety about it, you got to make sure you're clear-headed.
Of course, you have to be really sure of what you're doing.
All right, I added. We got Purple Rain here. Purple Nymph. Oh, I think she's adjusting her microphone, stuff like that. And she went back out. So let's see here. I'm trying to do two things at once. We'll see if she comes back on. But I figure she probably won't have a few things to say about on this topic. And then Bobby. I did send Bobby a link. Oh,
Welcome back.
Train.
That's in the background. I live near train tracks.
Oh, I've been getting so many things with trains, like you don't even know. That's like blowing my mind right now. I have this thing with trains.
Okay.
It's been my whole life where anytime I'm in an area where when I first wake up in the morning, I can hear a train like right in the background, that means I'm not going to be staying there. And it's been a huge thing for me. And when you were talking about the train, and I can actually hear it too. I'm just like, because I've been hearing trains lately.
Well, Leanna, people can totally hurt you with magic. That is a myth that they cannot.
Yeah, even if you don't believe in it,
you have to protect yourself, even if you don't believe.
You should always have.
And I have had people come for me for no good reason many times, and it can be hard work to get them out. So protect yourself.
Especially if it's something where like they're coming after you because they're envious or something. That stuff is a pain to get rid of.
I didn't go live for a long time because I got attacked a lot every time I would try to go live and do tarot readings, and I didn't understand, because I don't get like envious of people. I don't understand people really like that jealous, you know what I mean?
Right.
But they can get that way. They don't realize that while they're trying to level up, pushing others below them is not leveling them up. It's keep.
Yeah. Oh, I think you cut out.
No, I got a phone. I'm getting a phone call from someone, and I'm gonna have to answer it. So I'm gonna have to get off of here. No pun intended. I can come back in a minute.
Okay.
Just click the link and it routes you right back in.
Hurry back on
okay.
And Matt, for people that do that, that's like way surpasses shadow work. It's more like they need to get their ass fucking kicked. Like, it's ridiculous when people do that to other people for no reason. That's like that's abusing magic and abusing the power, and it's wrong.
I completely agree, and I think a lot of that too. Some people do it subconsciously and don't even realize it. They're so envious or jealous. It's like that whole evil eye thing, and they just send that stuff at you and don't even realize it half the time. Especially if there's someone who doesn't have good control over their own energies, you know?
Right. Yeah. And some people have an evil eye and don't know it and don't realize that when they're evil, that they are evil eyeing somebody and with the jealousy and that affects the person. I thought I hope that I had the evil eye. I don't. I tried, unfortunately. But yeah, but some people naturally have that. You know, it's there's no need for it. You know, and jealousy is just such an ugly monster.
Yeah, it is. I was actually gonna say I think it's a Scorpio thing too, because that's actually how I found out about magic. Is apparently I had an evil eye and didn't realize it, and
oh yeah, Scorpios tend. Yeah, Scorpios and
when
Sagittarius usually have really good evil eyes. Capricorns too.
especially if it's like a, I don't know if you've heard about the topic of like unevolved astrological signs, if they haven't gotten past their shadow aspect
Yep.
and
Yep.
integrated
The light and dark side. Yep. But
Especially
see,
if they're
Scorpio is the one
unevolved
sign that
Scorpios.
does go through that does evolve. Like they go through an evolving through their life because they're ruled by a planet that gives them transformation, and it's like transform or die. So they're the one sign that does go through it more so than any other sign, and that usually they level up quicker because they have to go through transformation. They have to learn from their mistakes. They have to learn from their feelings and their emotions.
Yeah, but it kind of, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Aries
Like,
too.
yeah,
Aries goes through too.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we level up, but at the same time, it kind of gets old because it's like, I don't know if you've seen the meme that goes around with the little phoenix, and he burns down and rises from the ashes, and he's like, yes, and then it happens again, and he's like, not again, you know.
Yeah, that's literally Scorpio, and you know Aries goes through it too, but it's a little bit different for Aries. But you know, Scorpio is the one sign that is not supposed to stay a Scorpio. You go from a Scorpio to the eagle to the flag, and the final stage is the dove before death.
Yeah, it's I think it's the Scorpio to Phoenix transition. You go from Scorpio to eagle to Phoenix. If I'm remembering it correctly, I haven't looked at it in a while.
The flag. One's a flag. Yeah, one's a flag, and then the fourth one's the hidden dove. But people that have strong Pluto in their charts, or have strong like eighth house or strong Scorpio in their house in their charts, they go through all the time, whether they want it or not. And somebody's calling me.
Am I going to be here by myself? Y'all, don't leave me by myself. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it usually knocks my sound out. So if you can't hear me, let me know.
I can hear you now.
So, but Scorpio is the one sign that I've always I get them. I understand, and they get blamed for a lot of shit that pisses me off.
Oh yeah, and like okay, with my chart, I have like 4 or 5 Scorpio placements. And Scorpio is sort of naturally 8th housey anyway. I don't think I have much 8th house, but I do have 12th house, and my Chiron is actually in my 12th house. And I get a lot of flack from people because they're like, you know, if they don't know my story, they're like, you know, why are you always saying this bad stuff is happening? Nobody ever has it that bad. And I'm like, have you seen my chart? This is in my blood. My life is just nothing but constant power moments, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things that it always ends up for the better. You know, you go through those transformations and you end up better off than you were before. It's just constantly leveling up. I think I lost you again.
There's a problem with my audio. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I can barely hear you guys.
I can hear you now. I can't hear her anymore.
I'm gonna have to restart my phone, I think. Oh no. Maybe.
Don't leave me by myself.
Yeah, I gotta restart my phone.
Oh, did somebody else come in?
Elder Goose has joined the chat.
Ah, hello.
Hello.
I don't know you, but, you know, hi.
No one knows me. I'm the Grand Elder Goose of the Elder Council of Geese.
Ah. Well, I'm Worry Brett. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Flap
meet
swings.
They just left me in here with like, and I don't know you, and it's okay. I'll be okay. I'm good.
So basically, the goose is the amalgamation of all the astrological signs into one. So
Oh, I haven't heard that before. That's really cool.
It was a joke.
Okay. All I can think about when I think of like geese or ducks is like the whole Zeus thing. Amanda got me going on Zeus now, and I can't stop thinking.
Okay, now I can hear. Now I can hear it. Okay, the call knocked my sound out. Okay, and then we've got Elder here. Where did Mandy go? God damn it, Amanda.
She said she's having problems. We can hear her, but she's having a hard time hearing us. She's
the call probably
Y'all just left me.
anytime anybody calls me on Messenger when I'm live, it always messes something else. I have to leave and come back in, and then so let's see here. Just
Elder y'all are back. I'm lighting my cigarette now.
Elder
I
Goose.
joined and then it kicked me out. It kicked me out because
sometimes you will kick you out.
Because you messaged me and then I clicked on the messenger, but then my phone lagged out because I was being let in, but I wasn't at the same time. And then I accidentally clicked the cursor thing or the crosshair that closed down StreamYard. So the same thing again. It happened last time as well.
All right. Well, Elder Goose, this is Mandy, and then the other one is either Mandy or Amanda Michelle, but we got 3 M's here. We got some extra M&Ms.
I should have prefaced before I came on here. Anytime we're on lives, I'm Word Brat. I keep my pen name.
You like your stage name?
Yeah.
I've got different names too. Usually when I broadcast, usually it's Electrical Essence or Aquarian Essence, or or just Mac Daddy Universal Asshole. Depends on my mood.
For me, I've had a problem, and we talked about this before with the Scorpio thing. I have a problem with an ongoing stalker, so I always use my stage names.
Anybody that has heavy Scorpio on their chart or heavy Pluto, they'll have stalker issues for the rest of your life. Get used to it. Like they're not going to go away. They'll just trade out for new ones.
Yeah, you know about mine anyway.
Oh. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that Aquarian Essence knows about my stalker issues. It's fun. It's a nice game. It's a good game.
I had another page that I ran that was under a different name, and I had that for about 3 years. I had it all the way up to a little over 2 million reach, and I had to unpublish because the stalker that I've been dealing with doxed me, and I started getting threats. So I unpublished, and then I just kind of laid low on social media for about 2 years, and then came back in as Word Brat. So fun stuff.
Liana, we already know that too late. You already know you have stalker issues. Too late for that. So welcome to being a Scorpio.
Right.
And what's really crazy is even Scorpio's opposite deals with stalker stuff because the signs they push and pull. So like with me being Aquarius, I can pull a lot of that Leo energy and vice versa. Tauruses can pull that Scorpio energy just as well.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the comments.
I've learned how to get rid of it now though.
I have everything separate, so I can't look at the comments and look at the camera at the same time. So it's a weird setup, but if I'm looking over to the left, it's just because I'm looking at the comments.
So Elder Goose is the name of a song, by the way. So it's Purple Rain. That's where it comes from. It's not any weird shit or anything.
Right.
I thought Purple Rain. I thought that was Purple coming on as purple because purple.
No.
Anything purple, I always automatically take it back.
Yeah, it's a very good band. Very good band.
I haven't heard of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm also in the dark with I'll know a song and not know what it's called or who it's by, so that doesn't really mean much.
Oh.
Mine is Worried Brat is short for Worried Brat Hexes Doms, which was the start of my page name, and that came from my Dom. When I first started the page, I was really worried about having the stalker show back up, and he started calling me my little worrier. So then that just kind of merged in and became Worried Brat.
What do you do for energy though? Because Scorpios always get hit with a lot of energy. Whether it's like one of the they can't help it. Like they just literally energy just. I call them like a generator. They just just suck it in. And so they're very sensitive to energy.
We're very naturally almost vampy even, and don't even realize it. I'm actually. It wasn't until maybe the past year or two that I actually started getting really good control of that. I had to learn how to actively ground myself at all times, even if I wasn't consciously aware of it.
Now, what's your moon? What's your moon?
I couldn't hear you because there's
yeah, we have some feedback. I said, what's your moon sign?
My moon sign?
Yeah.
Sagittarius moon, Scorpio sun, Cancer rising.
Ooh, yeah, you gotta go with that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a Scorpio sun, Sag moon. Oh, so you guys.
And Sag rising.
That's interesting. Yeah, so me and Mandy have the same birthday. Our name's the same, and now I've just found out we also have the same moon. How crazy is that? How often is that?
I would love to see that type of symmetry.
Yeah, that would be fun. I would like to see that too.
Oh, Amanda, I was gonna say, because I think you were out of the.
That's also a giggity.
I think you were out of the conversation when I mentioned this before. It's kind of out of the bag now, but whenever I'm on streams with y'all, it's go by my stage name, not my IRL name.
Oh,
I didn't think to mention that before. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
I love you.
No problem.
It's okay. It doesn't matter now. Like.
Yeah. Are we still broadcasting, or are we?
Yep, we're still live.
Yep, we are still live, and then we've got the elder goose with us as well. Has joined. So we finally got some carrot in the stew.
Who's the elder goose? Is that Bree?
Well, last time I checked, Bree is a female. She doesn't have a carrot or sausage.
Unless Bree has a penis, then yeah, don't know.
All I heard was sausage and penis that all mixed together.
Yeah, that's all I heard too. That's all I heard too.
Giggity.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Someone posted
it's Matt.
Number in the comments.
Fragmire.
Pickle or I like the antelope one. All right.
Just the elder goose. I just fly around.
Oh, I did, and then we did touch base on deities. There was a lot that I put in the description. Like I said, it's like a part 1 to a. There'll be other episodes where we get more into detail. But anything else you wanted to touch base on, Amanda, with sex magic and even the climax?
That I haven't covered? I don't think so. If anyone has questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Yes, any questions, please let us know.
Don't do it. Bad for you.
Don't do it, it's bad for you?
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
I'm an abstinent elder goose, you know what I mean? That's how I got this old man. You don't get to elder goose by spreading your feathers,
Oh, okay.
Just a tip
Well,
if you ever want to become an elder goose. Yeah.
Just a tip.
I'm sorry, all I heard was just a tip. Okay. I'm not the only one that heard it.
No, he said you don't go spreading just the tip. Then he said just a tip.
No, I said you don't go spreading your feathers. I said it was just a tip.
Oh, okay. So our lines are just in the gutter then.
Yep.
Well,
see, I heard just a tip too. Sometimes that's all you need is just a tip.
Yeah, mine stays there, so that's where it lives.
Why am I the only one on video right now?
Well,
I'm looking for something.
I mean, if the tip was just in the gutter, then it's a mighty long thing,
That's funny.
Here, I will come on camera. I just gotta get all my stuff in order so I can get to my spot. I'll come on camera.
I was looking for something that I just don't think I'm gonna find right now.
Hey,
So
lady with the pink hair. 'Cause I can't remember what name you said to use.
Where
Look up.
at?
yeah,
Or just
Okay,
say
look up the
Brat. I
Okay.
answer to that.
person on video. There we go. Look up the lyrics for Elder Goose, and you'll see how apt it is for this conversation.
Is this a trap?
It's called Elder Goose. The track's called Elder Goose. Yeah, but I didn't pick it like accidentally.
Is it by Dance Gavin Dance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Good God. Okay, yeah, that's very. That's very apt. You probably can't see because of the lighting, but I'm blushing now.
I'll have to look it up myself once I find what I'm looking for. But I don't know if I'm gonna find.
There's parts talking about like waking up drenched in sweat and like taking it all in or something like.
They're from
okay,
Sacramento, California. Hold on.
Yeah, I've heard of Dance Gavin Dance. They're like
Actually, now that I think about it, I think I have too.
They've been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
At least 2004, I think, at least.
Oh my God, we're so old.
I can't remember when I got into them.
I'm still recovering from that trip that I took this weekend. That was crazy.
I'm so happy you got through it though. Like I was really worried.
Yeah. I'm a soldier. That is one of my superpowers, is getting through stuff like that. It really is. One time when I was 18, I went camping in the woods with a bunch of hippies in California, like up in the mountains where it does actually snow. But we thought it was done snowing for the year, and it wasn't, and it snowed, and we all had to find our way out of the woods.
It's been there a time or two.
I did it walking through the woods with no shoes on, and managed to avoid hypothermia. And got out of there.
A time or two, like I can say.
Yeah.
I won't go into too much detail, but I did the whole like hippie traveler thing for a few years.
So did I. Yep. I did too. Okay, I'm back.
Yay!
I do have. Oh, there goes my tapestry. I do have limited time though, because I need to get my kids dinner.
Oh, I can't hear you. Not.
I can't hear you.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
I said we lost Elder Goose.
Who is Elder Goose?
I think it's just coming out. Okay. Why are you getting frustrated, Liana? What's up?
Everybody's been wilding out in the comment section.
Yeah, I'm here looking. Matt talking about his Johnson.
Yeah, Matt likes to talk about his Johnson.
I know.
This must be an Aries thing. She's don't ask.
I don't even know. Like I run
it
a
is the Aries.
I'm sitting here reading these comments and blushing, and you can't even tell because I've got so much like makeup on. But I'm like hardcore blushing.
That's hilarious. You're making blush.
I can't help it. Okay, I'm kinky as hell, but at the same time, I'm also shy and bashful. Like I'll be that one I'll be talking crap to my dom like through text and be like, we're gonna do this and
Yeah,
do that,
you're
and then I get to
private
see him
about
in person, and I just like, oh, and I freeze up, and I'm just like, no, stop it.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm shy too. People don't believe me, but I am. I'm painfully shy. I really am.
I'm not.
Yeah,
We know you're
I am.
not.
That's because you got all that fag energy. That's why. Yeah, busting like a Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did my video freeze up? Can y'all see me moving?
Nope, you're frozen right now. Taking a drink.
No. Okay, hold on. Let me hop out and like at least if it is a good scene to freeze on. Okay, let me hop out and hop back in.
There we go. Then we lost a man. Okay.
Let me hold on. How
But
do
they're
I hop
like lighting up my. It kind of like zoomed in. Holy crap!
Let me. How do I leave live?
Oh, you can just. Or you can back out. Let's see here.
Okay, and then I can just come back in on the link.
Yep, and hit the link to come right back in.
Okay, hold on one sec. I'll be right back.
There we go.
Okay.
Right, so she'll let him come back.
But I do kind of have to get going here pretty soon.
All right, we'll wrap it up. I'll give her just come back on and then we'll wrap it up. And since everybody has any questions, which questions are always good.
There's the comments. Okay. Leanna.
No, it's sweat. It's sweat. It's hot. I'm hot. I swear to God, it's like 105 degrees today.
Fuck, it's 100, I think.
Sweat. I'm not blowing.
90 degrees, 95, 97, something like that.
The humidity here is intense because I'm right up the river.
Yeah, it's really humid because all the marine layer rolled in and trapping the heat. Because I'm like 60 miles east of the ocean and there's all kinds of rivers and crap around us. So I'm in Oregon, if people didn't know, and I'm like 60 miles from the Oregon coast. So it's always really wet here. This is the driest, like, hottest summer ever, though. Like, it got up to 108 and 116 one weekend. And that's like unheard of. That's unheard of out here, and it was horrible. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things it can be. Let's talk about it.
All right, so since we have no questions, you know what? I know. Who was it? It was Sarah. Somebody was it? Yeah, told me that I had spelled you. Yeah, I'll go and I will fix it on the podcast. Yeah, spelling your name. So, yeah, and I'll make sure to do that. See, I'm horrible at spelling. Numbers I can work with all day, but yeah, spelling. I barely know how to spell my own name. I suck at spelling. Yeah. All right.
Your makeup looks so good. I'm sorry, I just had to say that.
What?
Your makeup looks so good.
Mel is gorgeous.
I did something different. But I do primer, eyeshadow primer. I have to layer to get the colors to pop out. I do it. This takes a minute. Yeah, I'm a coyote ugly though, bro. You don't want to see me when I first wake up in the morning.
Yes, I've seen pictures of you without makeup on and stuff. You're beautiful.
I had this weird moment the other day because you know how like when you're on camera, especially if you have really bright lighting, you have to put your makeup on really heavy, otherwise you won't see it on video.
Yep.
And yesterday I was playing around with my streams and I had like this crazy. In real life, it looked crazy because like my nose and my cheeks were like bright red, and I had big black dots because I was doing freckles, and I had to go to the gas station like that. And they know me, but I'm like, I am so sorry. Please don't look at me right now. I promise it looks different on camera.
Yeah, it does. It looks way different on camera. Just like same with strippers. That's why Prince always called them the ugly lights, because the lighting, just the lights from the UV from like and strip clubs are different, so you have to apply your makeup way different than you would if you're just doing it normal. Yep, I have to layer it on too when I go live.
I remember that from theater, because it was literally, we called it cake makeup, because you would have to cake it on.
Yeah, I call it birthday cake makeup.
Yeah, I have to wear high end makeup because if I don't, it won't show up, or it just wears right off. I can't wear cheap makeup. So what I'm wearing today is for my best friend Johanna's the weed palette.
I love Johanna.
Yeah, so I'm wearing the greens. So.
I love the green. It looks really pretty with your hair color.
She wants me and
something new with the gray. The one thing I've noticed, speaking of green, I've noticed with Scorpios, even Scorpio risings and Scorpio moon, they either have green eyes or they have hazel eyes that gear towards the green. My mom's a Scorpio rising, and her eyes change colors when she wears certain colors. But every Scorpio I know has green eyes, or they have the heavy green hazel eyes. And I know a lot of Scorpios.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine are like, you probably can't tell in the lighting, but mine are like bright, like anime girl green. Like
Brad's got some pretty eyes.
So yep, I've noticed a few years ago. So whenever I meet a Scorpio, that's the first thing. Well, Scorpios are known for their eyes anyways, because they're looking into your soul, which is why people run away from them. But yeah, I've noticed that it's like it's either hazel or an intense hazel or a green.
Mm-hmm. I actually only been one other person. I've met a lot of people with green eyes, but it's always been that sort of like hazily green.
Yeah.
And up until I met my dom, he was the only other person that I found that has the bright green eyes, and I was so taken aback because I'm like, is this what people see when they look at me? Like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying?
Have you seen Amanda's? I mean, her like it's like a emerald. Like I've never seen anybody with like that emerald, and it's like, yeah.
I haven't seen it in person. You gotta hang out.
Yeah,
I wish. That would be great.
That's usually how you can tell a Scorpio's mood, by looking at their eyes, because their eyes naturally change.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine do.
Mine go from bright green to sort of like an amber color.
Okay, well, I've got to get off here.
Yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up, you guys. And maybe next time when we do this, we could do readings. I'm like pull up my Giggity cards because I got some.
I'm really trying to get the Tarot of Sexual Magic because I don't own that deck and I really want to own it.
Well, that's why I've been working on some cards, but I'm still figuring out what route I'm gonna go with them. And I've been working. Well, those ones, that's already a completed deck. This is my most recent one that I'm working on.
Okay.
I like the gold.
Yeah, you were showing me those in Messenger.
Yeah, I like the erotica. Just keeping it still kind of tasteful, but not too raw. I mean, I would like a raunchy deck, but I want to do a tasteful one first.
Right.
Yeah.
So, because we've got like the light, like we've got a little PG people, I'm just giving a lot of crap. So, all right, you guys. So, thank you for joining us on our broadcast. We're gonna be doing the same. We'll have another part to this next time. I'm not sure what our topic's gonna be, but I will try to get it. I will try to get the broadcasting out like for the event before we go of that same day, so then that way that we're gonna be going. And I apologize for yesterday. I forgot to cancel the posting that I did for the live. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
So thanks for having me. Thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Okay.